What's up? How's everybody doing? Oh, I didn't even brush my beard before I started. Okay, yeah, looks good. Something different. We haven't done this in a while, right? It's been, I looked at my thing, I think it's been like 3 or 4 months since we did this. Remember, you have the chat. I'm going to try and pop it out here so I can see it. How do I do that again? Let me see if I can figure this out here. Not going to be... Let me see. How do I do it? I don't know. I can't remember. We'll see in a second. What's up, Christos? How's it going, buddy? Oh, here it goes. I know how to do it. I got it. Here we go. Yes. Let's put that away. Have you guys chat down here so I can completely see what you guys are saying. There we go. Even better. All right. Well, if you're listening to this later on, at a separate time, okay. And let's get started, right? You know how we're going to start this thing. We got our intro. Let's go. Hopefully this thing works. Still. Oh, let's see. No, that didn't work. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. What's up, Sarah? Intro time. All right, there's my boy Danny laying down the tracks. Oh, you guys want to give you guys a word? Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that because, remember, this is, A-push ambush is one thing because that's a positive for you guys, and it's just like, I don't want to do it on this one. I think I'd get some pushback from some people. So I'm not going to do that. But thank you for joining me. Me and Spencer definitely are appreciative, right, buddy? He's like, yeah, man, that sounds good. These are the cool students. So here we go. Let's. Where's my PowerPoint? There it is. Oh, that's not in the wrong. That's in the wrong spot. And let's put this over the top so at least you can see me. There we go. All right. So for the couple people we have here, I don't know how many people we have here. Actually, it's on another screen. My other screen is not working, so I'm doing all this on one screen. Let me see. What is the current viewership? Oh, we got 5. What? It's crazy. A lot of people. Just messing. All right. So let's get going here. I know you guys don't want to be here all night long. Oh, that did it right there. Okay. So. Is this where we were at the end of the last class? I do not think so. No, we're way back. Okay. There we are. There's our boy Taft. Hey, Holly, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. I was wondering if my new student Jessica from 5th Hour would be here. She just came into the class, if you guys don't know her. From Spanish River. So here's our boy. Let's see what he's got. This is okay. This is when we finished on this one today. So here we are. Benevolent assimilation, right? So this is what he believes in, right? This is Taft's policy. Benevolent assimilation. You have to know that term. That's why it's underlined and highlighted or emphasized or bolded, if you might say so. But it's kind of slow. Really not really. I see you, buddy. I see you. It's not something that's going to happen really fast. He doesn't want to try and force the people into it. But he is very, very successful. So he has a lot of roads, sanitation. I know, I see you. He's like, I hear you talking, and now I want you to pet me. So most of the trade, as you can see, was mostly sugar. Again, sugar was very, very valuable. It was highly profitable, and countries around the world were clamoring for it. Back in Europe, especially, the French people there were cooking up all kinds of sweet treats for people. They make good food. That's one thing they can do. Very, very well, right? They built schools there. They staffed them. These are all things that are, you look at it from the outside, you're like, oh my gosh, look at all the stuff we're doing for them, right? But at the same time, they could say that about English for us. Oh, look, all these things they were giving us. They were just asking us to pay a little tax. And we're like, no taxation without the whole thing. And that's what these people were doing. You have to remember that, put yourself in their shoes. It doesn't matter how much you think you're helping them. If the people want to be independent, they should be independent. What's up, buddy? I see ya. Keeps nudging me with his nose. But they still want freedom. All right. They don't get it until 1946. We're like, we're going to get you a nice Independence Day date. We're going to fit you in on the calendar. July 4th. Sounds good. It's a great date. Best date there is, right? And they're like, you could have done it, a long time before this. But, I guess we'll take it. So they do get their freedom on July 4th, 1946. All right. So you definitely need to make sure you know benevolent assimilation. All right. Now, Japan and China had been fighting. Japan wins. This is when they're divided up into spheres of influence. Spheres. It's always a weird word to say. Spheres. I don't know why I always say, talk about words and how they pronounce and how you enunciate words and stuff like that. I don't know. It always just boggles my mind sometimes. Thoughts with Mr. Green. So the thing is, the European nations, along with the United States, are not the United States yet, but are trading, they're in control of everything as far as trade is concerned. Which, for these people, they're like, hey, we want to have some, say in our own trade too. So Britain controlled Hong Kong. They controlled Hong Kong until 99, 2000, something like that. Britain controlled Hong Kong. Yeah, it's true. Corollary is, it's a Corolla with a Rye at the end, with an RY at the end. It's Corolla with an RY. Corollary, except you put emphasis on different syllables, right? Corollary, Corolla, corollary. Yeah. Potato, potato. So America is like, the missionaries. Okay, I see you, buddy. I see you. They're really concerned. They want to have access to China because they're trying to, convert as many people as possible. And then you also have the American businesses, right? That's the big one, right? That's when business takes over policy for the United States, right? When businesses start losing money. And, that's going to be the concern going forward, and America's going to do something about it, all right? So that Secretary of State, John Hay, he comes up with the open door policy. He's like, hey, these spheres of influence, we need in on this thing, right? Not for the benefit of the Chinese people, but for the benefit of us. Hey, what are you doing? Go lay down. Go lay down. He's like, you go lay down. And it really was, Europe was like, yeah, nah, son. Like, we want all the money, right? We don't want to give up any of this. We want all the influence, all the trade rights, everything, right? So Europe's not down for this plan. So what happens? Well, somebody's got to give, right? The United States wants in. Europe's like, well, we got it, man. We got this thing. So hold on. I got an itch. There you go. The Chinese, they're like, we're going to kill all these people that are here. Kill the foreigners, right? It was an RCQ question, which leads to the Boxer Rebellion. Thousands of Chinese Christians are killed because these are people that had converted to Christianity, and so they just killed them because they're like, well, you're part of the problem. And Europe, and now this is where it gets truly. Christos really said, oh yeah, Daler was in, sorry, Daler was really in that class. He heard it. Welcome, Daler. Welcome. This is where it gets crazy. So Europe and the U.S. crushed the uprising, right? They're like, take it out. Chinese don't have very sophisticated weapons at this point, okay? And they charge the Chinese people $333 million. You can't even make this stuff up. They charged them money because they didn't want foreign powers dividing up their country to trade with. Let's say that one more time. So, the Chinese people have a rebellion to kick out foreign invaders who are taking control of their entire country, right? Their entire country. They have a rebellion, they get defeated, and they get charged money for losing a war on their own soil. All right. I guess that's how, people want to play it. But to me, that's pretty nuts. So 24 million to the United States. We give a lot of it to Chinese students in America. So at least we do some good with it, right? But still, the fact that they had to pay for it. So now you have the open door policy. It's issued. We're doing okay, right? What's up, Logan? We got an A-Push alumni here. Preach to him, buddy. Tell him how to pass. That's the president of the car club. For everybody else. The one and only Logan Schrader, ladies and gentlemen. And so now anybody can trade on to China, anything they want, right? It's open to all. So we have, I thought that was it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Now we have an election in 1900, right? 4 short years since 1896. Our boy William Jennings Bryan, he's running again against William McKinley. William Jennings Bryan is kind of like the Henry Clay of the late 19th century, right? He's a loser. No, I'm just joking. I mean, he is. He loses multiple times. But he's not a loser. So he's the one touring the nation, 600 speeches, just like last time. He's a speaker. He's yelling at people. We got to do this. We got to do that. Imperialism. We need to bring it back home for the farmers. We need to make money. And McKinley's like, I'm just going to chill out at the White House, man. Just going to hang. My boy Teddy Roosevelt, he's the one going to be, it's a young man's game. He's going to be out there yelling and preaching for me, and he's going to get me reelected, right? He does. But little did he know he was getting himself elected because old McKinley got the old bang bang assassination. All right. He won real easily. We're not even going to talk about the numbers here. But he won pretty easily. There he is. Teddy Roosevelt, brandisher of the big stick. Yeah, that's what it's called, just so you know. McKinley gets shot 6 months after, right? Another one. It's like Secret Service, do your job, man. Like, just get closer. Don't let people get close to him. So, yeah, it is. He becomes president at 42. That dude's a year older than me. I'm like, man, this guy's president? That's crazy, right? 42 years old, president. Imagine if I was president. No way. I don't know why anybody would want to do that. Not now, not today's day and age, but you could be. I could be president, technically, right? I'm old enough, natural born citizen, you know. Too much facial hair, though. Can't have facial hair like that. Like this. Look at this guy's mustache. It's on point. It's full. I don't know. He doesn't have the side part or the middle part. He's got like a 2/3 part. Well, thank you, Dialer. That's reassuring. Seriously, thank you. Yeah, running for president, man. It's just like, I can't imagine doing all that work and losing. You know what I mean? Like, for a year, debates every day. You're here, you're there, you're shaking hands, you're kissing babies, you're doing all the things that you have to do, and then all of a sudden, you lose, go home. What, man? I know you don't take chances. You're not gonna do great things, but I'm doing great things with you guys, teaching you guys about all these other people, right? This is rewarding enough. Get to spend more time with you guys tonight, right? But this is his motto. Yeah, just don't lose. Yeah, that's good. That's a good motto. I'm sure Henry Clay said that every time. Hey, guys, I'm just not gonna lose. They're like, okay, Henry, okay. So his story is this is his motto: speak softly and carry a big stick. But he is definitely not silent. He's just softly. He's like, hey, you guys need to move up out of Latin America. No? Pow! I got you. Sorry for the headphone users there. And he was a very good leader. This is why he's on the old Rushmore, right? But this is something you have to just put in your mind. First modern president. This is what we consider a modern president, right? Spencer, what you doing? Hey. He's still got this allergy thing. I don't know what it is. All right, buddy? You're okay. I don't want you scratching. I can hear it on my headphones. So America wanted a canal, right? Teddy Roosevelt knew this. Remember, he's involved in Spanish-American War. But the big reasons, we've talked about them before: boost business in Latin America. That one we kind of didn't talk about. But remember, as you're bringing all these things down to Latin America, you can easily drop stuff off, pick stuff up. It's just going to naturally increase your business in Latin America. Mobility of the U.S. Navy is important, right? Because think about it. If you need to get to, we've had hotspots in Asia, and all your ships are on the East Coast, you can easily get them to the West Coast and steaming towards Asia. Is he a modern president because he didn't yell? No, he's just a modern president because it's more of a modern time. A lot of the stuff that he's going to do, a lot of presidents are going to follow after him in the way that they do things in the presidency. We're having, Industrial Revolution. We're going to start having cars under his presidency. Things that we take, telephones, like all these things are happening. The White House is going to get electrified, going to get phone lines in. It's like, what? That's crazy. But all of these things are going to happen. So that's, that plays a part in it. But some of the barriers, right, to the Panama Canal, this one, the Clayton-Bulwer Treaty, 1850, over half a century before it was signed, it was the U.S. could not control an isthmus route alone. So what that means is an isthmus is a piece of land, thin piece of land that borders two things of water. So we had signed this basically for the Panama Canal. But by the time this comes around, we like work it out with them and we're like, okay, United States, you can go it alone. We got other bigger fish to fry than to worry about that. And so they do. So, I don't know, all that popped up at once. Oh, well. Where do they want it? The first choice was Nicaragua. Then the second choice was Panama. Nicaragua because it was an independent country. Panama because it was not, right? The French had tried to do it, but they got massacred by yellow fever and malaria. Wasn't even close. The big problem there at the bottom, Panama was a part of Colombia. All right, that's a big problem. So, can't have, it would be like if Florida gave permission to Great Britain to make the canal bigger that goes from Fort Pierce to Tampa Bay, right? And then they get control of it. United States would be like, yeah, Florida. Nah, son, that's not going to work. And so they need to be independent. So we're like, hey, Panama, what you need to do is have yourself a revolution. And we'll be out in the ocean with like battleships and backup. Panama's like, what? And they're like, oh, yeah, just, we got your back. Oh, okay. That's all you had to say. I don't know why you had to be whispering and everything. There's nobody else in the room. So Roosevelt tried to lease the land. That wasn't going to work. And so we have a riot on November 3rd. Oh, almost my birthday. The United States parked offshore. They're like, hey, you need backup. We got you, dog. We got you. It's a success. They lease us the Panama Canal for very cheap, I might add. And once Teddy Roosevelt recognized them as an independent nation, that's all you need. Like today, if the United States recognizes a nation, they're a nation, right? So if you are like an up and coming nation, you're like, hey, I want to get some SWAT. You get the United States to say, hey, you guys are a real country now. That's all the world needs. Same thing back then. Teddy Roosevelt was like, okay, you guys are independent. We're going to sign a treaty with you. We're going to lease the land. Not very much money, but compared to like how much it's going to cost us to build it, it's crazy. But this really, made some bad relations with us in Latin America because, again, it's us influencing things that are going on. So we incited a revolution. A country gained its independence from another country because of our influence, right? And then we're putting ourselves in Central America, all right? So began in 1904. The biggest thing was sanitation, all right? It was all swamps. Mosquitoes, they're the number one killer of humans in existence, right? They've killed more humans than anything. Nothing's killed more people than mosquitoes. A little tiny annoying bug. Isn't that crazy? Just because they suck blood up, and then when they bite it from somebody else, they give it to you too, right? Whatever they have for a lot of different diseases. So that's what they have to work around, and just the sheer size of it, right? It's, you're like, oh, it's just a canal. Well, I'm not going to go over it right now with how you build a canal with lock systems and stuff like that, but we will later on. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. So it takes 10 years to complete, right? It's a good long time, but wait till you see the price tag. $400 million. This is no joke. $400 million. That is a lot of money in 1914, right? A lot of money. So we really didn't plan on it costing that much, and it really set the country back. All right. Now, what happens next? So that's over. Now we're going into a little recession in Central America. They borrowed all this money when they gained their independence, right? And they're falling behind. And they're defaulting on loans, meaning they just can't pay them back. So now, when you default on a loan to another country, you can have those countries take over certain areas of your country. If it's a European nation, they could come in and take control of something. But what? Teddy Roosevelt, he doesn't want that to happen. He wants to have his own influence down there. And he's like, we already got the Monroe Doctrine, right? So what does he got to do, right? He can let them collect and, just fly in the face of the Monroe Doctrine, right? Or just allow their payments to go unabated. And, then you're like, oh, well, what's going to happen? Those countries could go bankrupt. Things like that happen. So what does he do? He's like, I'm going to give him my Corolla and we're going to go. I'm going to get my Corolla and drive all the way down across Latin America and say, I am going to protect you guys. I'm going to take all the loans, and then we will facilitate the paying back of Europe, right? The Roosevelt corollary. So it's just, it's him saying, hey, the Monroe Doctrine, we are still enforcing this thing. So Europe, butt out of our business in the Western Hemisphere. So we're going to collect the debts for Europe. I need some iced tea. Five slides left, guys. We're almost there. Yay. That, right? That was an important addition, that Europe will not intervene, but the U.S. would. All right. So that's what it is. We're that world police type thing. I really didn't like his big stick policy. Right. This is what he becomes known for, as far as his international policies. This is a big part of it, is his big stick policy. Right. And so Teddy Roosevelt, these are some of the political cartoons that they have. So you can see here the Caribbean Sea, with our Navy driving around, him reaching across. I don't know why they're going around a tree stump. Not sure on that one. But these are all, Teddy Roosevelt and his big stick policing the world, right? So finally we get this. This was Japan and Russia we talked about today in the RCQ, right? So there is this chain of islands that both nations kind of claimed, and they're fighting. Japan starts running out of money and men, and looks at Teddy Roosevelt like, "Hey, can you negotiate this thing?" It's kind of funny, that's why I put Warhawk is going to negotiate peace. Remember this guy, Rough Riders, war, big stick policy, all these things, and they're like, oh, he's going to negotiate the peace for us. It was just kind of out of the blue, right? And so they bring the Japanese and the Russians to New Hampshire, of all places, and both of them leave unhappy, but there is a treaty, and the war is over, right? And then old Teddy Roosevelt gets the Nobel Peace Prize because he worked out a war between two big nations, right? Then you should know what the Nobel Peace Prize is. I'm not going to explain that one. But he wins it in 1906. The Warhawk. It's kind of funny. But It happens a couple different times. So this is the problem now going in what we talked about in the western part of the country in California. All right, there is a flood. They called it the yellow peril. That's a horrible racial term. This is what they used. We're just talking about it so everybody knows what it is, right? It's not something you would ever use with anybody. In 1906, so we talked about this today. I kind of went over it. Chinese, Japanese, and Korean students were being segregated. We asked about what was that Supreme Court decision, Plessy versus Ferguson, separate but equal, right? This would allow this to happen. And Roosevelt mediated it. All right. He got in there and he's like, hey, they're going to stop the segregation and Japan would stop sending these people to California. All right. We talked about this morning, African-American children are in the South like, hey, what about us? You can't even see my hand. Oh, there it is. There it is. What do I do with my hands? Do I put them here? You don't get that reference. If you do, later on, because I'm sure there's like 4 of you watching, everybody else later on, you can tell me what movie that's from. And so there's some horrible things going on. You can see Japs keep moving, white man's neighborhood, deport the Japanese. I mean, this is horrible stuff happening, not unlike what's going on in the South. But again, everybody's like, well, the South is the South. That's going to happen. We don't know what to do with that. It's like, yes, you do. Stop it. Go in the South, jail up everybody who's in the KKK and go from there. That guy's missing hair in the middle of his head. What guy? What guy are you talking about? There's only... Here, I don't think there's any guys in the picture. Those are females. This guy? No, I don't know what you're talking about, Christos. So Roosevelt ordered, it's called the Great White Fleet. This is a term that would be canceled today, right? And this is a diplomatic goodwill tour around the world. On the right newspaper. What are you talking about? This guy's missing hair? He's got hair right here. Right? I don't know who that guy is. So this really, they send the Navy around the world just like as a tour. Like, man, we're going to tour the world. But really, it was to show Japan that, hey, we got a big old Navy too. And we're going to use it. Again, so this is that Warhawk. This is the guy, who just negotiated peace. And so you have the route to Kahara agreement. And this is that open door policy again, right? We're going to respect this. So again, this is the United States and Japan, 2 countries that are not China, saying, hey, we'll honor the Chinese policy. China's like, hey, what about us? We're right here, right? Again, that's just how it goes for right now. And it's going to be like that until after World War II. Because some of the stuff that happens in China during World War II, atrocious. Some of the craziest things you've ever heard in your life. Or haven't heard, right? Until I'm going to tell you guys what happens. But that's it, guys. We're done. 33 minutes. Well, a little bit less than that. Took us a couple minutes to get started. So, thank you for listening. For everybody who tuned in. What did we finally get at the end here? I'm going to go pull it up, the numbers. Let's see. 7 people. Yes. All right. So good job for everybody who's listening live, and we will see you tomorrow. Remember, you do have an RCQ we're starting chapter 28 tomorrow. So be ready. We'll see you guys later. Yeah, like up the stream. Like it up. Did you guys like it? The seven likes. Thank you guys for tuning in live. I appreciate it. At least I don't feel like I'm talking to, just myself. So, Spencer says thank you too. Right, Spencer? Oh, he's gone. He's like, I'm out of here, man. All right. Thank you guys. We will see you later. Have a great night. See you in the morning. Oh, wait. How do I end this thing? I gotta end this. Nope, that's the wrong. Come on. You're a professional. There we go. Bye-bye, guys. Peace.